Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and here's a headline from the Daily Hodl. This is why Ethereum could flip Bitcoin according to Coin Bureau. Now, Coin Bureau is the largest cryptocurrency YouTube channel at the time I'm recording this video. Here you can see on the screen they have currently 1.18 million subscribers. And as I was reading this article, I was just thinking, man, if this is what Coin Bureau believes, the rationale they give for this flippening, really, you should be more interested in XRP, and I will articulate why in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam. But before I go any further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos as a fun hobby, but that's all that's going on here, damn it. And so into this piece, check this out. This is fascinating. The popular crypto trader and host of Coin Bureau is outlining why he thinks Ethereum has a chance to reach a larger market capitalization than Bitcoin. In a new video, the pseudonymous analyst known as Guy tells his 1.17, well now it's more, million subscribers that the decentralized finance space has the potential to attract a stampede of investors looking for yields that are superior to traditional financial instruments. And so I do want to say a couple important things before going further here. I personally do not believe this market cycle that Bitcoin will be flipped by any cryptocurrency. The market moves in tandem. The space is clearly not sufficiently parsing out the differences between cryptocurrencies, so fundamentals don't matter enough. They matter to me, maybe they matter to you, but to the market in general, they don't. People in a general sense are betting on the whole space. That's why you get all these charts from all sorts of cryptocurrencies that very frequently look very samey. And so money starts at the top flowing into Bitcoin, and then it typically splinters off into other cryptocurrencies once people take profits. And so that's why you get the effect that you get. So yes, the whole market rises. Yes, it's cyclical, and it's not all moving down to at the exact same time, not down to the second, the minute, the day, the week, yeah. But it is still moving in tandem. And so the idea that Bitcoin, this market cycle, will be supplanted by any cryptocurrency, to me, is a little bit silly. Humans aren't behaving any differently than the last market cycle. I'm not expecting anything different, which is not to say that Bitcoin couldn't be flipped in the future. I certainly anticipate that it's very possible that it could. In fact, in considering that question, it's like, what would it take for Bitcoin to get flipped? Well, here's the way I look at it. Like, cryptocurrencies, the ones that are going to have staying power, they're going to have staying power for decades or longer, as long as they're solving a real world problem, right? And so you could look at a number of different problems out in the world that coins can solve. The problem that can be solved with smart contract, problems that can be solved utilizing a cryptocurrency like XRP as a bridge currency. They're store of value. And so you have these little buckets of different problems that need to be tended to that cryptocurrencies can solve. And so ultimately, let's say there's a hypothetical world where only one cryptocurrency can solve each one of those problems, and they're all different cryptocurrencies, just for the sake of understanding the argument that I'm making here. Well, if that's the case, the cryptocurrency that's going to have the most money flow into it will be the cryptocurrency that is solving the biggest of those multiple problems, right? And so if for instance, cross-border problem, if that's a bigger problem that's being solved and people view it as that, then more speculator money will come in, the price will get bid up, and so on and so forth. That's the way that I see this ultimately playing out. Now, it is also true, though, it gets more complex. That's why I'm saying, no, you can't just stop there. Because the truth of the matter is that there can be multiple coins that are solving the same problems. There can be overlap by various coins on various different use cases. And so it's not so clear that there's going to be, like say there's 4 coins solving a problem. Are they each going to have 25% share? Or is one of them going to have 90 and then the others both have a little over 3% share? It's not clear how this is going to unfold, but the reason I still wanted to cite that is because of crucial importance to this concept and understanding the way we're going to move forward is understanding that those cryptocurrencies that are solving real world problems will be the ones that have staying power. And so in a future where utility matters much more than it does today, yeah, you could see an instance where maybe permanently where Bitcoin does get flipped. If a different cryptocurrency is solving what the world perceives as a bigger problem. In fact, it might even be probable. Because with other cryptocurrencies, mind you, because at least today, Bitcoin is only working as a store of value. So let's say it never does anything else, and it might. Okay, maybe you get layer 2 technology and it does other stuff, but let's just say it's only really functionally being used as a store of value. Okay, well, what then happens if XRP, for example, is adopted globally in a meaningful way as a bridge currency, but then it also gets store of value? Well, if you add those two together, you could think, oh, well, more money should flow into that then, and it could get supplanted. Yeah, perhaps, but is cross-border problems that a bigger problem than store of value? Maybe, maybe not. I'm willing to have that discussion. But in terms of, even if it does get some store of value, where's the lion's share of that going? Will it still be in Bitcoin? And will only a little bit of the store of value go into XRP? Or will people say, hey, why are we throwing our money into Bitcoin? This thing is a store of value when it's not even doing anything else. I feel much more confident throwing it into XRP, which is actually functionally getting used. And I know businesses need it to exist in order for their business models to keep functioning. Don't I feel safer throwing it in there as a store of value? And so it depends on how people look at this. And I would think that would be the more logical approach. Not that markets are acting particularly logically at this point, but at some point, fundamentals will increasingly matter. And so all of this needs to be considered. So now into the specifics, though, as to why Coin Bureau is talking about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. And again, you'll see in just a second why I'm like, you might want to pay attention to XRP then. So anyway, the article continues. Given that DeFi is largely dependent on Ethereum, the analyst says the possible surge in adoption of decentralized finance protocols could fuel Ethereum toward becoming the biggest crypto on the market. He says the potential trigger could be Ethereum and other smart contract platforms going through their expected upgrades to become cheaper and more efficient. And here's a quote from Coin Bureau now. Once these upgrades go through, the demand for these smart contract cryptocurrencies is going to go through the roof for one reason: decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. The yields you can find on even the most vanilla DeFi protocols are much higher than anything any centralized financial institution can currently offer you. Investors, big and small, are feeling the squeeze from low interest rates and high inflation, which basically made any yield below 5 to 7% a break-even number. This is why institutional investors have been piling into DeFi. Whereas Bitcoin is still recovering from its hash rate collapse, Ethereum's has been comparably unaffected, and its decentralized financial ecosystem has likewise remained stable. I'm sure that institutions also like that they can have a say in Ethereum 2.0 by staking Ethereum, which is something that is now available at a bank in Switzerland. And so as I'm sitting here hearing the rationale, first of all, again, I don't buy into this idea of flipping of Bitcoin happening at all this market cycle. Totally on the table for the future, though, as far as I'm concerned. In fact, it would kind of be weird to me if that didn't happen. Like, is store of value really the biggest problem that a crypto can solve? And is Bitcoin really going to sustain it? I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to go away. I don't even want Bitcoin to go away. I hold it. I'd love for it to be here in perpetuity. But it's certainly possible that it could potentially be supplanted. It does depend on how cryptocurrencies are actually adopted here. But as far as decentralized finance, my gosh, if this is something that's important, many of you that have been following my channel will be aware of some of this stuff. So I'm not going to go into in great detail because I've had videos where I've broken this stuff down. But how about this headline from just a little over a month ago? Ripple proposes federated sidechains to unlock decentralized finance capabilities. Or what about this one even? From Decrypt, and this is just from like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, whatever. Can Ripple be a player in the NFT world? And so there's a lot of big stuff actually happening right here. And if you think that utility is going to matter, well, currently, like these are the biggest growing segments of crypto, DeFi and NFTs, and looks like XRP's going to have it, but in a way that's superior to what's happening on other platforms. Because if you're talking about utilizing XRP, it's blazing fast. And it uses almost no energy, and the fees are fractions of a penny. And so you just got to ask, like, how does something that's clunky, more expensive, and slower, like, how does that win over? Like, you've got to, it's a fair question to ask right here. But that's why I'm saying, as far as the rationale that's put out here by Coin Bureau, I'm not really sold on the idea. Certainly not this market cycle. To me, that's just pure silliness. But even if you believe that's going to matter more in the future, why Ethereum? I think that's, most people in crypto, I just get the sense that they don't fully comprehend what is happening with XRP and the way, just like the tremendous technological advantages it's had since inception. It's not fully appreciated in crypto. I think that's fair to say, because a lot of people view it incorrectly as like a banker's coin or this or that, and they just don't get it. People incorrectly think it's centralized. That's certainly true. There is no central point of failure. Nobody can prevent anybody from participating within the network. Everybody has to play by the rules that are coded into the decentralized blockchain. Like it's very clear it's decentralized here, and so I think that it gets a pass from people that otherwise wouldn't let their biases preclude them from considering it further. And so in terms of what's going to supplant what, my gosh, well, like a flippening can happen, and we've already seen XRP and Ethereum last market cycle, they were battling back and forth for that number 2 position in terms of market cap, and Ethereum did have it most of the time, credit where it's due, fine. But if Ethereum can flip Bitcoin, then I certainly believe that XRP can too. And I'm not going to predict that it's happening right now. I think it's too early to call exactly what this is all going to look like. But in the end, it's utility, utility, utility. And wherever problems are being solved, that represents value. And where there's value, that's where the money flows. And so that's what I'm always going to be watching for. That's the reason that I feel most comfortable having XRP as my largest cryptocurrency holding. Because although the market does move in tandem, and yeah, you could perhaps this market cycle pick anything, and maybe other smaller cap coins perform better, fine. But I don't know when people are going to sufficiently parse out the differences between cryptos, and I don't know how quickly that transformation is going to take place, and I don't want to get caught off guard, because I believe as long as XRP is utility, even if there's tremendous market pullbacks, it's not going to go to zero. That's my opinion. So you guys can tell me what you think below, but I'll go ahead and wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.